everybody. Just wanted to welcome you all back. Gonna do just some quiet talking, whispering, some coloring. You can see I'm kind of crawling around on my bed here. Trying to get somewhere I can be comfortable. At the same time as coloring. Okay. That's the very first one I've colored. My wife and I thought that it'd be good to sit and color together sometimes instead of sit and look at our phones together or whatever. So basically, you haven't seen these like adult coloring. And it definitely offers a little bit of peace and quiet. Something that we can focus our mind on that we normally wouldn't. I chose this book because the representations of nature and it's just lots of beautiful pictures. Not sure why there's already colored in pictures. Maybe to show you how bad of a colorer you are. I don't know, but there's a lot of really cool patterns in nature, and I've always been fascinated by them. And I started learning about fractals as I became an adult and whatnot. Divine geometry. It's pretty fascinating stuff. So I'm going to go forward here to one that I've been working on for, I guess I spent about a half hour on it earlier. I'm not sure where it is in here, so bear with me while I search for it. There it is. So, looks like I need some of my greens. Like this one here. I think it'll be a bit brighter. So you can see some type of abstract representation of peacock feathers. The quote, "If you can't figure out your purpose, figure out your passion, for your passion will lead you right into your purpose." T.D. Jakes. Oh, sorry, that's the passion fruit. Everything you can imagine is real. I don't understand quotes without sources. Someone once said this, and we should take heed. I'm just kidding. Wise words don't always have to have definitive sources, I suppose. Peacock's feathers are so beautiful. They're really strange birds, but they definitely catch the eyes, so to speak. I'm sure someone will notice as I do this that I'm not very good at coloring stuff. I've always been really good at drawing with pencils and stuff for the most part. But when it came to coloring it, I was just, I don't know, I never really enjoyed it much. I enjoy painting too, though. It's different. It's not quite the same, right? Oh my goodness, I'm about to sneeze. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's gonna come back soon. Well, okay, we should be okay for now. So let's try some more. Okay, I'm gonna get through this. I'm really sorry if that sniffle was loud. I did not mean that. I just really want to say thanks to anybody who does return and keep watching. I think it's kind of cool to connect with different people on different channels. And watching people, you kind of get a sense of who they are. And I think that's kind of neat, being able to do that across thousands of miles via the internet. I know that's not a new thing, but I think that these video forums offer us a chance to join others and invite others into our lives. Now, I mean, nobody really knows me personally, but I mean, I shared quite a bit of knowledge just in the beginning of the video. So you can see this is something that my wife and I are choosing to do together. It's part of our relationship and the love we have for one another that forces us to always search for things that we can enjoy. At the same time, we can enjoy each other's company. And every time we do, we're reminded and we remember the reasons why we chose to spend our life together. You might see I'm not wearing a ring, and very rarely do we wear our rings. And really, just because there are no gifts or possessions that can quantify our relationship and the feelings that we have for one another. I'm not trying to be a gushy video, I'm just trying to ramble well while I do this, because it's weird. So, I guess, I'm so lucky to have a wife and a best friend and soulmate. Going on 20 some years now. It was funny, we were talking February 4th marks the very first time that my wife and I got back together from a breakup. And that's only funny because we were notorious amongst our friends and the people that we knew for having somewhat of a tumultuous relationship. And that never changed until probably, I guess, about 2007 or so. That's when we really settled down and started making an effort to live for one another and our family. So, here we're continuing to do that. Life has tested us many, many times and will continue to do so. But I gotta say, my wife, God, she's gorgeous, and she's so loyal and faithful and loving. Well, there are times when she's a very, very loving person, and other times not so much. But to no fault of hers, I mean, she gives me the strength to wake up every day and try to be better, I guess. And that's pretty special. So, I'm just moving along, coloring my pieces here. So we'll see how it looks after. Let's see, so guess what? I am going to take my family to Disney World and Universal Studios. We leave February 10th. So we are 1 week away, and I am super excited. I cannot wait to behave like a little kid again. And bringing my kids to do those kinds of things is pretty awesome. This time, there's going to be something for everyone. Because we're doing both, right? Universal and Disney. My daughter's 16 and my son's 5, so obviously they don't like the same things. And who can blame them? I think yeah, so we're driving from Canada, southern Ontario, so it's not that bad. Should take us about 18 to 19 hours drive time. It's the first time I've ever taken my family on a road trip this long. We have been down to Florida before as a family. A couple years ago, we flew. My son was 3 at the time, just turned 3. So he required a little bit more stuff still, and we just weren't in a position at the time to drive. So, but now, kids are a bit older. Yeah. We're going to give it a shot. And I really hope that it goes well. I remember when I was, actually a few times, as a young boy, I think it was 12, the last time we went for a drive, or we drove as a family to Florida. And, I remember it was pretty cool. My dad always liked to go for drives. Cross plays, anywhere we could go all the time for hours, weekends and stuff. So yeah, I have a lot of fond memories that from drives, long drives like that, trips, vacations. I drove, I guess 3 times we drove to Florida, and 3 times I drove to Texas, Lake Jackson, Galveston, and, well, Lake Jackson again. And then also once I drove to twice actually I've driven to Chicago. I think that's it for personal long distance drives, trips type of thing. I don't mind it at all. I mean, as long as you have a comfortable seat and your back doesn't get sore, or your neck or shoulder, whatever your ailment happens to be while driving. Personally, my neck and my shoulders start to get really bad. And I mean, there's times when it's just unbearable. So I mean, as long as that stuff isn't occurring, then I mean, I really do enjoy weather, nice weather anyways, driving. So I'm pretty excited to drive across a lot of states again. I mean, I love people, and I love culture, and I know North America's history is not much, but people around the world are special no matter where you are, how much history your countries have or your civilizations have. So it's pretty awesome to be able to see where people live, different people live. And you get to meet a lot of them along the way. And you try to absorb a little bit of everybody you meet, all the all the different places that you go. There are millions of wonderful Americans waiting to be met. And when you get into the Smoky Mountains and all through Kentucky and Tennessee, there's just beautiful some of the scenery in there. And I'll never forget, those are some of the stuff that my dad was very very excited about, and wanted us to make sure we were paying attention and really try to experience the geography. Okay, so I'm not going to do too many of these because they take a while, and it's kind of hard to sit the way that I'm sitting comfortably. So, what's this here? So I don't really follow any patterns. I just take a few of these colors, move them around, I put them all around. And the only thing that I'm consciously thinking about as far as the colors is just kind of generally what the real peacock's color scheme is. And I mean, so I just wanted to more or less highlight the shapes with brighter colors. And you can pull the eye to certain areas depending on the colors that you use. So the things that I like the best are the things that I'm going to make a bit brighter, just so that I know that when people look at it, they'll see the things that I liked about it. Maybe. Who knows? I found it was kind of silly at first when my wife said that she was going to get some coloring, adult coloring books. Of course, typical man, I think, oh, that's silly girly stuff. But like I said, as I started doing it too, I started to really, there's an interesting amount of stress relief that goes along with it. So I figured, why not make a little video of it? I know, actually, Whisperflower did one a while ago, and I saw my wife was coloring the same one that Whisperflower did in her video. And I thought that was kind of neat, because I watched the video 1,000 times. Feels like it sometimes, because I just watched my playlist changes, but certain people are always on it. So I guess this one I'm going to go with a bit of a different green, because it has to kind of pop up in front of this screen. Don't mind my head if it keeps coming in and out of the video. I've got my camera overhead here right now, so I might lose the line of sight as I do this. So I apologize if you're looking at the back of my head. The one thing I guess I didn't really miss is that finger wrist cramp that happens after you've relentlessly colored or written for hours sometimes. That stuff's just not fun at all. The weird little dent you get in your fingertip. It's too bad. So, also in doing the coloring video, I just thought that it might be kind of good to switch it up. A lot of the time, you know, I talk about finances, but almost always gold or silver. But I just the reason those things are so important to me, I guess, are to help preserve the ability to spend time on things like this with my wife or my family, things that make life worth living. So I guess I talk about all that other stuff a lot, so that in the hopes that people will learn and having that type of knowledge and having those goals are really just ways of facilitating the type of life that you want to live. Long term. And plus, I haven't bought any silver in a long time because I've been saving to go to Disney World and Universal Studios, which I cannot believe how much the prices are at Universal Studios. I mean, what is it? It was like $1,200 for 4 of us for 2 days. Maybe for 1 day, it was $1,000 almost. I couldn't believe it. And I mean, where we go here is called Canada's Wonderland. And it's a wicked, wicked park. I mean, I've been to amusement parks across North America, and you know, after Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, Canada's Wonderland has the best roller coasters and the most roller coasters of all the other parks in North America. I don't care what anybody says. It's true. And incidentally, Cedar Fair Parks owns both Canada's Wonderland and Cedar Point. So they know what they're doing. I think that just totally lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was going to do. script things out. I just like to do things as if it's just me, you know, and that's all it is me. I don't like to be fancy. I just hope that someone is getting some tingles and some relaxation from all this. I think that it's pretty cool that we can help each other. I think that connecting on this level and helping each other sleep can really bring us together as humans. I believe strongly in the power of thought, positive vibes, and whatnot. Which is why I don't. I'm so sorry. I thought I was going to die there for a second. Yeah, but I believe the power of thought, whether through prayer or meditation, is a very, very effective way of accomplishing goals and changing a mindset. I don't necessarily believe that an almighty God is listening when we pray and waiting for us to request things of them.